Okay, welcome back to another episode of Third and 23. I am your host, Alex. Here we're going to talk, bringing you week 11 of my picks and predictions. We're going to kick off this week with a Big 12 matchup. Before we get into that, went 1-3 this past Saturday. So opened off November wrong. That drops us to 18-15 on the season. So we're still up on the year. So if you've been telling me you're still good, but this wasn't a good Saturday. This kind of reminds me of last year. Last year, I was hovering around 60% in the last month of the season. I had a precipitous fall that last month, and I finished last year 53% ATS accuracy. So we're hoping to do better than that this go round. So let's go. Start it off with Colorado, 2.5 point favorite at Texas Tech. Not much line movement so far, but still early in the week, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this game. So when we're looking at this, take a look at Colorado. Colorado had a tough loss to Kansas State at home, 31-28, where they battled and had a chance to win that one late. But you could see in that game, Kansas State, probably the best team in the Big 12, but Colorado was able to go blow for blow with them for the most part. So you can see that improvement from Colorado of what they were last season. Then you they follow it up by crushing Arizona and by coasting to a win against Cincinnati. Colorado's looking like a strong team, looking like a team that has a shot. Coach Prom's second year's got a shot at making it to the college football playoff as long as they win the Big 12. Texas Tech. Texas Tech was kind of circling the drain. Allowed 50. Baylor dropped 59 points on them. This is insane. TCU put 35 on the board, beat them 35-34. That game was decided in the final plays. And then, they respond though, somehow, some way out of nowhere on an upset filled Saturday, by the way. They go into Ames, Iowa against the undefeated Iowa State Cyclones, the leader in the Big 12, and they're able to beat them 23-22. Quarterback for Texas Tech, Barron Morton, executed a final drive to get him downfield, scored a game winning touchdown with, I believe, like 20 seconds left. That game could distract you from the fact that Baron Morton did not play well in that game at all. He was pretty bad in that game, but he had the game winning drive. To me, that was a little more Iowa State probably not taking Texas Tech serious than Texas Tech being a better team than Iowa State. So now when we're looking at this game, we look at what Texas Tech brings offensively. You got Baron Morton, I already discussed. He's a struggling quarterback to me. If you've watched him ever play, he's inconsistent is the best thing you can say about him. They do have a couple good receivers though, in Caleb Douglas, Josh Kelly, a couple good wideouts who can make plays downfield. And then they have an absolute monster machine since he's stepped foot in Lubbock, Texas, at running back in Taj Brooks. He's ran for over 100 yards in every single game he's played this year. So Texas Tech will have some balance or has an opportunity to have some balance in this game. Nobody's been able to stop Taj Brooks, and I expect the Colorado defense that struggles the line of scrimmage, that struggles to stop the run, to have issues stopping Taj Brooks as well in this game. You look at the Colorado side offensively, I've spoke about it before on Colorado videos, but they can't run the ball. They don't have a running back. You saw them go to Isaiah Augustave, if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, in the last game against Cincinnati, and he gave him a little something on the ground, but I don't think a good running back exists on that roster. I think that's the issue more than their run scheme, so to speak. But then, of course, passing, you got Shador Sanders, who's likely going to be the first overall pick in the draft as it stands right now. Travis Hunter, who in my opinion is the best player in America, going to be a top 5 NFL draft pick as well. And you have a bevy of other receivers, Will Shepard, LaJohntay Webster, and others, Jimmy Horn Jr., right? So for me, when I'm looking at this game, while I do like balance, and I think Texas Tech can have balance with their running game, I think Baron Morton is too inconsistent of a quarterback to give them that balance in the passing game. Texas Tech should hit some plays through the air, but Morton's also going to throw a lot of incompletions. He might throw a pick or two as well. Shador, if you look at this, Colorado's pass offense, eighth in the country. Passing offensive yards per attempt, 8.52, one of the tops in the country as well. Texas Tech's pass defense is 136th, second to last in America. 9.41 yards per is all the way down there at the bottom as well. So Shador is going to be able to name his stat line in this game. That's what I see. I think Shador is going to name his stat line. I think 4 or 5 receivers are going to make big plays for Colorado throughout this game from first quarter to the fourth quarter. And you're telling me 2.5? Taj Brooks would have to have an absolute monster game, which he's capable of, but he'd have to have an absolute monster game to cancel out the inconsistency I think you're going to see out of Morton. I think you're going to see some turnovers from him, and then to cancel out what Shador Sanders is going to put up through the air, which is going to be this has the possibility to be Sanders' best game throwing the football this season. So go ahead and give me Colorado, and I'm going to lay the 2.5. I think Colorado can go into Lubbock, Texas. By the way, don't forget letdown factor. Pull off that big upset on the road. These college kids we're talking about, right? Could still be thinking about last week. Give me Colorado. I'm going to lay the 2.5. So, anyways, if that wraps up this video, I'm gonna obviously, as always, I'm gonna have other games throughout the week. I've already kind of see what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna probably do about 4 or 5 games this week, maybe more. We'll see what happens. But if you like the content, please like, follow, subscribe, all of that, as you're going to see my YouTube handle here in a few seconds. Take care.